With the upcoming release of Solo: A Star Wars Story, many people are excited for the future of the Anthology series in the Star Wars universe. With Solo becoming potentially its own franchise depending on its performance, it's possible Lucasfilm and Disney will want to increase overall Star Wars output once this new trilogy ends. Now, in today's editorial, we wanted to explore the top 3 movies we think Lucasfilm should make for the Star Wars Anthology series going forward. The first movie is a Vader Solo film, taking place early in Vader's career. We've seen Vader's origin, downfall, but never really his early developmental years. And in this Star Wars movie, we can see that. In the Darth Vader comic series, we've seen some great stories featuring Vader learning how to exist not only as a Sith Lord in a new empire, but also his early struggles leaving Anakin behind. There's actually a great moment in Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 8, which shows the Dark Lord meditating. And in this twisted version of himself, we see a raging storm of hate and pain, yet some butterflies in the environment, which likely symbolizes the good still within him, kind of the Anakin within the Vader. This conflict, and if explored in a film, could tell a pretty moving story for a tragic character, and I think a good basis for this movie could be some adaptation of Darth Vader embarking on one of his first truly challenging missions for the Empire and the Emperor himself, which was the Battle of Kashyyyk. Now, I think this is a good setting, but either way, it must be something that tests Vader to such a degree that by the end of it, he's a Darth Vader the galaxy fears. It would be cool if there was a moment where he just ends his internal conflict, just gives himself fully to his hate and pain, and as a result, destroys his enemies with the full power of the Force. I also think this could be a very fan service-like way of retiring James Earl Jones, because his performance, he's getting older, his performance does age with that. I also think Hayden Christensen should have an appearance as maybe a projection of Anakin in Vader's mind, something like that before he conquers, his inner conflict, or dominates, I should say, his inner conflict. The second movie, in my opinion, should be Boba Fett. The reason is that we have a foundation for the character from the prequels, but we've never truly explored the full criminal and bounty hunter world of Star Wars. And that's not even going to Mandalorian culture and stuff like that. How is Boba Fett trained post Jango? What jobs did he perform to such a degree that both the Empire and Jabba the Hutt hired him to complete further tasks in the future? I feel like these are the types of, not holes, but the types of questions that really makes him a perfect candidate for an anthology film. Not saying he deserves a whole trilogy, but at least one movie, I think that's definitely something we deserve. Another reason I think this would be helpful is that you can easily cross it over with the Han Solo movie, either through a brief cameo or by Boba appearing in Solo, just kind of like a backdoor pilot kind of thing. Tease him, you don't have to commit to him early. Now, either way, I feel like the potential for Boba is vast, especially if you find a way to progress his character past the point of Return of the Jedi, while still having elements that explore his upbringing in kind of early adventures, flashbacks or something like that. Either way, if you could have your cake and eat it too, why not? The third anthology movie I think is needed focuses on the war between the Jedi and the Sith during the quote-unquote ancient days. If you want to give it a name, call it Old Republic or The Old Republic, but have it focus on the last stretch of the Jedi-Sith War. If you're curious to what happened during this stretch that makes it so important to Star Wars history, here are just a few important events. 1. The Galactic Republic was formed with the Senate. 2. The Sith were quote-unquote defeated and believed to be extinct. 3. Darth Bane creates the rule of 2. And 4. The modern Jedi Order is started. So in a way, this movie could be a prequel to the whole Star Wars franchise. It could also open up the door to future movies exploring the other events during the Old Republic, such as Darth Revan, The Lost Tribe of the Sith, Knights of the Old Republic, and much more. Personally, I think Darth Revan deserves his own trilogy just because of how many lefts and rights his story takes, but if Lucasfilm was only willing to donate a single film to him, hey, I'd say that over nothing. I also know a lot of people want an Obi-Wan movie, but I really don't think an anthology movie would properly serve kind of his 20-year void, his 20-year exile, whatever you want to call it, his lost years, so to speak. Actually, that'd be a cool name, call it Obi-Wan Lost Years. But I think instead of a trilogy of films or just one anthology movie, a TV show would be better. Granted, I know there's some handicaps to the TV show, like you probably won't be able to get McGregor and stuff like that to play him again, just because, I don't know if he would be willing to come down for a TV show, but I do think that'd be more proper and be a much more better way at the end of the day to explore those 20 years versus just like one movie to be like the be all end all of the 20 years. So what do you guys think? Comment below your guys' thoughts. What movies do you think Lucasfilm and Disney should make next for the anthology films? And I'll see you guys next time.